Hi guys, and welcome to this video. In today's video we're going to be looking at the topic of teleprompters and what the different options are, because if you're anything like me, your mind is forgetful and you can quickly forget what you want to convey on camera, especially when you hit the record button. It's like your mind just sort of goes blank and you're like, what on earth am I going to say to this camera? We're going to be looking at the very important topic of teleprompters, so let's dive in. Okay, so there's several options really. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my mobile phone and I'm going to go on the App Store and show you a few options. I'm not going to go in depth into each app because quite frankly I haven't used every app that's out there, but we're having an initial look, shall we? So let's fire up the camera, so bear with me one moment. So we go into the App Store, boom, boom, boom. And I've already typed in teleprompter in there actually. Now the first one we're presented with is Big View Teleprompter and Capture, probably something like that. That's a sponsored post. Now I have actually downloaded this in the past and it does ask you to pay a subscription fee, which I was quite shocked about. I didn't think it would, but it did. So I'm sure it's very good, but I think it was asking for like £5 a month or something like that, which I just at the time wasn't prepared to fork out for. It does have some good reviews on there, so it could be worth looking into potentially, but I think there's other options. So the second one, teleprompter for video. Now that's got 881 5-star reviews, or it's overall 5 stars anyway. And this looks like it's a free one. I've downloaded this. I haven't actually used it yet. But the advantage to this, and this is key when you're using a teleprompter, is to basically try and get the script as close to the camera as possible. So you can see on the side there that the text scrolls right next to the camera itself, where that notch is on the phone, which means that the viewer will basically think that you are looking at the camera lens. Now what you want to try and do when you're using any teleprompter is to keep your eye roughly where the lens is. So in this case it would be sort of around the middle area, I think probably where that black sort of line is on the screen. But I think initially this one is free. There's no in-app purchases when I downloaded this. If we scroll down here, you can see on this one where it says teleprompter, it's got the word get and it's got in-app purchases next to it, which means you're likely to be paying a subscription fee or one-off cost in order to access the full features. Now I've actually got this one here. Oh, let's not do that. I've got teleprompter. Now this one was a paid app. I think it was about £10. Unfortunately the price disappears when you purchase it. I think it was about £10 or £20 maximum. But part of the reason why I got this one is because it works well with another device that I have, which I'll show you in a second. So this is very good. You've got a lot of controls. You can record the script on your phone. Sorry, you can record the video on your phone whilst you read your script. So that's, I know it works really well. You've got like a countdown timer. There's a lot of powerful settings in here, which I personally love, so it works well for me. However, there might be some good other options. So this video teleprompter, oh by the way, this one is the free version of the teleprompter. This one's the premium version. So I've got both the free version and the paid version as well. Paid version unlocks several other features which I use personally. So I found that app to be really good. The video teleprompter, this app here, looks very good as well. I think it's free, judging by what it says there. And you can see there that the script also is right next to the camera lens, which is really, really good, and that's what you want ultimately. But basically just have a look round, download some of the free ones, see what works for you, see if it, do some tests. Try and look at the camera lens at all times where you can. So if you're reading a script, what you want to do is bounce your eye backwards and forwards between the camera lens and the script where you can. If it's sort of too far away, you can do that. That's sort of a workaround really to sort of make it look like you're at least engaging directly with the viewer. The next option really is to either stick a piece of paper. So if you've got a normal camera, you can get your camera out, you can stick a piece of paper directly above the lens, and you're sort of further away from the camera, then the viewer won't be able to work out that you're reading just off the lens either. So, but you will have to be a lot further back from the camera. If you're this close, how distant I am from my camera at the moment, the viewer's likely to know that that you're reading off the lens. So that's another option. Sometimes what you might want to do is just stick a few pointers, like notes basically to yourself, on a piece of paper and stick them just above your camera, and just sort of glimpse at them whilst you're talking. That way you can remember the key points, but also you're not sort of reading off a script per se. Obviously it depends on what the video is in itself, but that could be a quick way of working. Also what you can do is say you forgot something, you're sort of in mid-flow, what you would do is pause, try and freeze your face, and just look with your eyes just above the camera at the notes, and then once you've remembered what you want to say, look back into the barrel of the lens and carry on moving a bit like that. That way you can cut, in the editing software that you use, you can cut that gap out, and it will flow seamlessly because your face hasn't moved in the process of you looking at your notes. So that's a little tip, and it can be very useful indeed when you're filming. So the other option is, say you've got a sort of a good camera, you might have a small compact camera that you want to use for shooting your videos or your online videos, and you've got a mobile phone as well. What you can do is purchase a cheap mobile phone arm, and basically attach that to somewhere and position it above your main camera lens. Download one of those teleprompter scripts, let it scroll just above the lens, and you can read off that way. Now in my tests, using the options that I've mentioned, I've not got great results. I haven't done much where I'm actually using my phone as a teleprompter and recording the video off my phone, and I suspect that's that worked quite well. But I decided to invest in this here, which is £60. It was £60 from Amazon. I think it came from China, but really good quality. You'd think something that cheap really would be quite expensive. Historically, teleprompters have been like £200–300, if not more. But this one was £50. I think nowadays it's £60 by the look of it. And the way it works is you stick your camera there, you can then fully adjust this sort of arm here to position the camera in the right place, and if you look there, the way it works is it's see-through to us, but you basically put your phone there like that, and it will display the teleprompter text screen as I'm displaying it to you at the moment. So that has been an incredible option for me, and the beauty of that option is you look down the barrel of the camera as you're reading your script. There's no sort of looking just above the camera or anything like that. So ultimately that's the best way to go. The one I got came with a load of accessories, including this sort of remote. Now I think I had issues connecting it to my phone at the time, and I just didn't try and sort of fix those issues, but in theory it should connect to a teleprompter app on your phone. This is a tripod which you can sort of use for the teleprompter if you want. It also came with a phone mount, so you can basically attach your phone, and also you would also slot you'll be able to slot this in your sort of teleprompter. You mount your phone on the tripod there, and you'd attach it, and then you could have another mobile phone reeling off the script that you want to read. So for me, that has been a wonderful, wonderful thing, and it solves all the problems of looking just above the screen, things like that. Now, one thing I want to address with teleprompters in general, teleprompters are great, but what often happens when you're using a teleprompter is that you sound less natural, and I'm certainly by no means there yet. One of my last videos, I was actually using a teleprompter, and I was okay, but I wasn't sounding natural. So as you're reading, you've got to sort of bear in mind that you want to sound as natural as possible. So loosen up basically when you're reading. Don't let it sound robotic, because otherwise you won't convey the message correctly. So ideally, it's a practice game really. It's a case of practicing reading off a teleprompter, practicing sort of loosening up on camera, putting as much energy and as much passion in the video as possible, because you know, the camera takes away half of the energy that you convey. So if you're sort of speaking like this, if you're speaking normally, it can sound quite dull, to be honest. So you almost want to sort of, you know, pretend that you're a cartoon character or something like that, and really start to express yourself in more of a dramatic way. And it might seem extreme to you, but to the viewer, it's perfectly normal. It comes across a lot more normal, and ultimately, if the more energy you can put into a video, the more likely people are wanting to watch your videos. So definitely worthwhile putting some energy into it. So bear that in mind when using a teleprompter, because the teleprompter will basically try and steal the energy you want to put into your videos, and we don't want that, do we, ladies and gentlemen? I think that's most things. The one thing I will say is on the Teleprompter app that I like to use, it does allow you to change the speed of the text scrolling, and I suspect it will do that in most teleprompters as well. And that is it basically. So if you do have any questions about teleprompters in general, or if this video has been helpful to you in any small way at all, I would really appreciate it if you could hit the like and the subscribe button, and that will encourage me to make more of these videos, and also mean that you keep up to date with every video that I'm going to release in the future. So thanks ever so much for watching, guys. If you do have any questions about video in general, what are your problems, what are your struggles when it comes to video, then please drop me a comment below, and I will gladly do my best to help you out. Bye for now.